Okay,
Here we go.
got it.
I'm just going to do an intro here. Give me one sec.
Yeah.
And by the way, do you go by James Drew Dean or James Dean?
James Drew Dean.
James Drew
I
Dean.
went
There
by
we
James Dean for a little while and quickly realized that was wrong.
Oh God. Yeah, I can only imagine. I can only
Is
imagine.
your name actually James Dean? Yeah, take it up with my parents.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. All right, here we go. Hello and welcome to the Spotlight Academy Insight series, where we connect you with the faculty and we give you a closer look at how they coach and what they can do for you and your career as an aspiring actor. Now, today I'm sitting down and talking to acting coach extraordinaire, Mr. James Drew Dean. James is not just a great coach over at Spotlight, he's an actor as well. So this is one of the many talented faculty members there that you can connect and work with at Spotlight that brings more than just an understanding of the craft, but a real experience to it. How you doing, James?
Great. That was a fantastic introduction. I'm hyped up for me now.
Hey man, it's great to meet you. And I think you must tell me how do you love the new coaching world in particular post COVID with so much happening virtually versus in person? Do you do both styles? Do you have a preference? How has that been working for you?
Uh, I have really strongly advocated for in person. So we held off me coaching until uh, we could do in person, and all the kids were wearing masks at first. And any kids who want to wear masks can still wear masks. But at this point, all the coaching that I do is in person. I think it's really important to um, do learn acting with people one on one or with a group. I don't know how I would teach it over Zoom.
Right. It's tricky.
I think acting's like swimming. So like you have to
You kind
jump
of
in
got to
the
get in the
water
water, right? Yeah.
and like, okay, this is what swimming is. This is what acting is. So that's I am strictly in person and we have a lot of fun.
You're very popular, in particular with younger actors who really love working with you. What do you attribute that interest and success with? What is it that you bring in your approach that has been so effective for new or younger actors in particular, James?
Well, I would say I treat the kids like as equals. I don't try to treat them like kids. You know what I mean? I,
Hmm.
I try to give them responsibilities, and I make it very clear that it's you get what you put in, and most of the time the kids they put everything into what they do, and I think they like being treated as equal. I don't know. Does that answer that question?
Absolutely, I think so. And I mean, do you find too that with younger actors, one of the first principal challenges I think all of them have on the pathway to being great is learning how to access different emotions, and how to present those. When you're working with actors, is it easier? Is it more difficult when trying to develop maybe complex characters or roles with some of these actors for emotions that maybe they haven't even learned to tap into yet or experienced yet? Do you see that as a blank canvas, or can that make it more difficult?
Well, for every actor, it's a little bit different, and that's what I try to focus on in my class. I What I try to do is offer what I would call a playground for each individual actor. I I'm the guy who's saying, here's some different techniques. You can try them out. Here's how you do it. And here's the space for you to experiment and fail and learn, and it's all safe. And so um, I guess if they're having an issue accessing a certain emotion, I I try to walk them through anytime they're struggling. But I don't know. I wouldn't say it's a struggle, because you find a different way. That emotion, they're not understanding what I'm saying or what I'm suggesting, or they're not understanding a moment of this scene. Well, let's try hitting it from a different angle, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, no. I think it's no easy task, and I think you kind of nailed it right there. What maybe is the kind of experience an actor's going to have when they work with you, James? To tell us a little bit about what your classroom environment is like and the learning environment. How are they going to feel after a class or after completing a program with you?
Okay, well, I focus. My class is a 6 week syllabus, and we look at character, text, and we learn how to work with the camera, which is a big deal. When you first get out in front of the camera, you're a little bit nervous, and it actually feels really awkward. But my hope is that at the end of 6 weeks, and then moving forward, because hopefully they'll want to stick with me, they learn how to work with the camera. But yeah, we as I said previously, we I offer many different tactics, techniques, and they we analyze scripts, and it's just a space that they can work out in, an actor gym. That's what I think it is.
Yeah,
I'm basically just facilitating that and offering my 2 cents, because acting is pretty subjective, and I think that the kids just really appreciate that. I'm not some guy who's saying I have all the answers, or saying or romanticizing acting. I don't romanticize it like some people, some teachers especially do. Or and I also don't here. I've taken a lot of acting classes, Chris,
yeah, yeah.
and actually a lot of them I uh felt like the teacher was romanticizing acting too much, or they were too like 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 a dictator, like, oh, this is the only way that you can do it. And that's not my experience of acting, and I think what works for me might not work for you. And so that's why I offer a bunch of different colors that the kids can choose from,
Right.
and they can then see what they want to paint with, and how it works within them.
I like that. I think that's great, James. And when you look at young actors today, especially as they're beginning that journey, it's a very sensitive time. They're discovering how to do this, and in my experience, I've come across so many young actors that don't believe they're good actors yet, or that confidence hasn't yet been established. What's your take on that as a coach? Do you need to believe you're a good actor to be a good actor? How do you handle so many of them trying to learn the confidence that can sometimes take years to get to?
Yeah, I have several students who think that they're terrible, and I actually think that's a really common thing in professional actors too. They just they "Oh, I'm not good enough, or that wasn't good enough, or that wasn't, I wanted it to be different." Um, but lots of times, actually, you're wrong. It was actually a really good performance, or a really nice take, and I witness the students as class progresses, as they've stuck with me over the course of time. You really start to see the kids learning about themselves, learning self-confidence, introspective abilities. That's what a lot of acting teaches you as well.
Right.
It's nice to see them grow, but you always have some people just have this mentality of they're not good enough. Sometimes that happens, but within my classroom, it's okay to not think you were good enough. Um, but instead of beating yourself up, what I try to present is, well, why? How can it be better? Focus on what you liked, and how can it be better next time, and
Uh,
then go from there.
yeah, well said, well said. And I can see why it would be such a supportive learning environment working in your class. James, as we wrap, any final comments or thoughts to share with aspiring actors who are thinking of working with you and Spotlight Academy you wanted to get out there?
Well, I hope you would. I hope you will come. I hope you will come and work with me. Please. I don't know. Acting, even if you don't want to become an actor, taking acting classes teaches you a lot about interpersonal skills, how to understand yourself, how to understand other people. And for a young person, I do 12 to 17 year olds, or 18. I think it's 12 to 17. Anyway, for a young person who's developing still, you do get the confidence comes from learning about yourself and from learning about others and being in an environment where you're you're super supportive. And some kids maybe don't have such a supportive family life or such a supportive school or whatever. So coming to acting class is kind of like a church almost.
That's right. That's right. Talking to James Drew Dean, one of the incredible faculty at Spotlight Academy. Definitely look into working with James, especially all you younger actors out there. You're in great hands with such a great teacher. Thanks for making the time today, James, and best of luck to you and all your students this year. Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you.